Welcome to today's video, where we dive into one of the most electrifying chapters in modern US coinage history. In this episode, we're going to explore the top 5 most expensive and most valuable United States Susan B. Anthony dollar coins, small in size, but huge in collectible power. These are not ordinary pocket change. These are elite survivors, rare varieties, and auction-tested treasures that have stunned the market and captivated serious numismatists around the world. If you think Susan B. Anthony dollars are common and worthless, stay tuned. What you're about to see may change the way you look at this coin forever. Let's get started. First up in the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar, even in a very dirty and unattractive state, remains one of the most intriguing and talked about small dollar issues in modern United States numismatics, captivating enthusiasts with its dramatic emergence, radical design philosophy, and strong market demand among collectors hunting for elite examples and elusive rarity-driven varieties. While the average worn 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar is extremely common, the tiny fraction of high-grade survivors and special minting anomalies from the Philadelphia facility have elevated certain pieces into the realm of prized treasures. Collectors are fascinated not merely by its metallic presence, but by what it represents, a pivotal moment in U.S. coinage history when the mint attempted to reinvent the dollar for a new economic era. Minted in 1979 at the Philadelphia Mint, this coin was born at the heart of a singular historical moment when the nation was celebrating its bicentennial-era legacy while simultaneously modernizing its economy and currency system. It was the first U.S. circulating coin to feature a real woman, the suffrage giant Susan B. Anthony, rather than an allegorical female figure, placing it at the crossroads of gender history and monetary innovation. Introduced after the bicentennial commemorative surge, the Susan B. Anthony dollar symbolized a post-celebratory transition into a pragmatic, everyday-use monetary instrument, ultimately forming a tangible connection to late 20th century America's social, economic, and political evolution. The design itself, sharp, unapologetically modern, and loaded with symbolism, distinguishes this coin from anything that preceded it. The obverse portrays Susan B. Anthony encircled by 13 stars, projecting the authority and resolve of the suffrage movement through severe sculptural realism, while the reverse reuses the Apollo 11 eagle landing motif from the Eisenhower dollar, reinforcing U.S. dominance in space and technological achievement. Struck in copper-nickel clad with a diameter of 26.5 mm and weight of 8.1 grams, the piece carries the subtle P mint mark, the first time Philadelphia used one on a circulating dollar, a detail that helps refine collectability and track production history with precision. Rarity does not stem from mere survival, millions exist, but from condition, strike quality, and elusive varieties. Among the most famous is the 1979 wide rim/near date variety, substantially scarcer than the standard issue, prized for its instantly recognizable difference in border geometry. Other minting anomalies, including minor doubling and premium strike state examples exhibiting full crisp details, further elevate certain specimens far above the sea of ordinary worn and dirty coins. Decades of circulation abuse have left the majority unattractive and heavily degraded, making pristine, uncirculated, and sharply struck high-grade examples exponentially harder to source, and therefore far more valuable. In terms of market value, the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar exhibits a steep price split depending on condition and variety. Ordinary circulated examples remain modest in worth, but premium specimens command powerful sums. Near-flawless wide rim/near date coins certified in high mint state grades can realistically trade between $1,000 and $8,000, supported by auction records and private collector competition. The upward pressure on price is driven not by speculative hype, but by the convergence of historical significance, condition scarcity, and the coin's role as the defining anchor of its series. Collectors seeking to capitalize on this market are advised to target certified, high-grade, well-attributed examples from reputable numismatic venues, not raw circulated pieces of unknown quality. Professional grading, e.g., PCGS, NGC, and sealed storage protect both the physical specimen and its market credibility. It is equally essential to learn the diagnostics of the wide rim variety, study strike characteristics, and monitor numismatic forums and dealer networks where scarcity-driven demand often surfaces before results filter into public auctions. Proper care is essential even for coins that appear extremely dirty or unattractive, as cleaning or mishandling immediately kills collector value. Serious buyers store high-end Susan B. Anthony dollars in inert holders at stable temperature and humidity, minimizing contact and preserving the subtle surface details that push elite examples into four-figure territory. Engagement with knowledgeable collector circles and constant monitoring of grading population reports can help identify timing opportunities in a steadily appreciating niche. In the larger world of United States coinage, the 1979 P. Susan B. Anthony dollar endures as a sophisticated blend of history, design, symbolism, rarity-driven market behavior, and cultural narrative. A coin that connects 2 centuries of American identity in one compact piece of metal. Whether acquired as a specimen of social legacy, a pursuit of rarity, or a calculated investment, the coin remains a prized treasure with enduring appeal among numismatists worldwide. For those with the discernment to recognize its story and its scarcity at the top tiers, it becomes not just a collectible, but a meaningful artifact of American monetary evolution. Next up to in the 1979 United States bicentennial, Susan B. Anthony dollar stands today as one of the most fascinating and hotly pursued modern American coins in the numismatic space. Even when discovered in very dirty or long-circulated condition, its presence ignites an immediate level of curiosity due to its historical identity, its underappreciated numismatic narrative, and its steadily rising desirability in higher grades. For serious coin hunters, this Denver-minted dollar has become a prized treasure precisely because it bridges an experimental era in U.S. dollar coinage with the patriotic and cultural memory of the nation's bicentennial era still lingering in collectors' imaginations. To understand the appeal of the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar, one must first consider its historical place in U.S. monetary reform. It marked the return of a circulating dollar coin after the Eisenhower series, and it was intentionally produced smaller and more pocket-friendly in hopes of replacing the $1 bill. Minted at the Denver Mint with the D Mint mark, it represented a nationally coordinated modern currency initiative. Though it did not achieve its intended circulation victory, it remains a tangible connection to late 1970's federal economic experimentation and a tribute to reformer Susan B. Anthony, the first real woman ever honored on a U.S. coin for her political legacy. The design, too, carries the weight of innovation. The obverse depicts a powerful right-facing bust of Susan B. Anthony framed by 13 symbolic stars and the year 1979 below. The reverse showcases the iconic Apollo 11 lunar landing insignia with an eagle descending upon the moon, an echo of American achievement and Cold War-era triumph packaged into a circulating coin. Struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition with a diameter of 26.5 mm and a weight of 8.1 grams, the coin delivers a practical yet highly memorable visual identity, especially in fully lustrous mint state examples. Not all 1979 dollars are created equal, and rarity within the series is driven largely by condition and select varieties. Most surviving examples are heavily circulated, grimy, pocket-scraped, or very dirty, which suppresses their desirability to advanced buyers. However, sharply struck uncirculated pieces, especially those with crisp Denver Mint marks, strong fields, and minimal contact marks, are genuinely harder to locate. Scarce or high-grade pieces certified MS65 and above appear infrequently, and premiums increase aggressively when eye appeal pairs with mechanical rarity. In terms of market value, common circulated 1979 D. Anthony dollars in very dirty condition often trade only at face value. But the conversation changes entirely once condition and variety are considered. High-grade certified MS66 and MS67 specimens, particularly with flawless strikes, have commanded prices from roughly $1,000 to as high as around $8,000 at select auctions depending on eye appeal, die variety, and market pressure at the time of sale. The upward trend is driven by the convergence of grading scarcity, historical altitude, and the renewed demand for modern registry coins. Collectors who pursue this issue are urged to practice disciplined acquisition strategies. Focus on fully original uncirculated certified pieces from PCGS or NGC to avoid altered or cleaned examples. Inspect carefully for strike sharpness on Anthony's cheek and the eagle's landing zone on the reverse. Purchase from trustworthy auction houses and established numismatic dealers, and store high-value pieces in inert, airtight holders to reduce environmental degradation. Engagement with advanced collector forums can also provide insight into price movements and emerging registry pressures. Another reason the 1979 D. Susan B. Anthony dollar continues to fascinate collectors is its misunderstood market trajectory. For years, the coin was passed over and dismissed as a failed circulation experiment. That neglect allowed surviving high-grade examples to quietly disappear into circulation, change machines, bank vaults, and forgotten drawers. Only when modern collectors turned their attention toward late 20th century dollar issues did the scarcity of superb mint state pieces become obvious. sending graded prices upward and rewriting its role in modern numismatics. The coin also gains appeal from its cultural identity. Unlike most American coins that celebrate presidents, generals, or mythical allegories, this piece immortalizes a social reformer, Susan B. Anthony, marking a departure from traditional patriotic iconography. The Denver Mint's execution of this historic portrait, set against those 13 original colony stars, gives the coin symbolic gravity that resonates deeply with collectors who value historical representation and ideological milestones in American coinage. In addition, the Denver Mint is known for producing sharply struck coins in 1979 compared to other mints, which means that when a pristine survivor does surface, it often boasts powerful luster, bold detail, and extremely clean fields. This reputation for strike quality gives the D Mint mark a distinct identity among the Susan B. Anthony dollar set, helping to elevate Denver specimens in registry and competitive collections where marginal improvements in grade can shift values dramatically. The marketplace for this coin has also benefited from a shift in collector psychology. Modern collectors are increasingly prioritizing complete typesets, certification, and registry competition, all of which drive demand for superior examples of every date and mint. In this atmosphere, a high-end 1979 D in near-perfect condition is no longer just another clad dollar. It is a key puzzle piece with escalating financial and historical weight. As more collectors enter the arena and fewer top-graded examples remain available, premiums have held firm and in many cases intensified. Finally, the long-term future of this coin looks favorable precisely because it represents a crossroads moment in U.S. monetary design, a rare period when modern policy, feminist history, Cold War symbolism, and minting technology overlapped in one object. That rich intersection makes the 1979 D Susan B. Anthony dollar not only a collectible of the present but a narrative artifact that will continue to speak to numismatists in generations to come. It is, in every sense, the kind of coin that rewards patience, research, and preservation, and those who hold superior examples are holding both history and appreciating value in their hands. Taken together, the 1979 D Susan B. Anthony dollar emerges as more than a logistical footnote. It is a fusion of monetary reform, national symbolism, and numismatic scarcity packaged into a single object. For those who recognize its narrative weight and appreciate its historical place in late 20th century coinage, this Denver minted issue stands as a prized treasure worthy of pursuit. Whether as a long-term investment or simply as a compelling addition to an American typeset, it continues to captivate enthusiasts and secure its legacy within today's active and informed collector's market. Next up in the 1980p United States, Susan B. Anthony dollar stands today as one of the most captivating and continuously discussed modern-era specimens in American numismatics, not because of its precious metal content, but because of the immense historical weight it carries and the unshakable fascination collectors still show toward this brief and controversial dollar series. Even when encountered in very dirty or heavily circulated form, it remains a prized conversation piece, but in top-grade or rare die variety states, it transforms into a highly desirable treasure that continues to command intense demand in today's active coin market. This dollar was struck at the Philadelphia Mint in 1980, the third year of production for the Susan B. Anthony series, which was originally introduced in 1979 to honor Susan B. Anthony, the pioneering suffragist who fought for women's civil rights and voting equality. The coin indirectly represents the bicentennial era of American reform and democratic evolution, coming just a few short years after the celebrated 1976 bicentennial coin program, and during an era of heightened attention to civil liberties. Its presence as circulating currency made it a tangible reminder of how activism and civic courage permanently reshape everyday American life. Visually and technically, the 1980p dollar follows the standard engineering and iconography of the series. The obverse carries Anthony's portrait facing right with Liberty and In God We Trust framing her, while the reverse depicts the Apollo 11 lunar insignia with an eagle descending toward the moon, a direct reprise of the Eisenhower dollar reverse, and an enduring celebration of America's achievements in space exploration. Minted in copper, nickel-clad, and measuring 26.5 met 8.1 grams, it looks metallically modest yet symbolically monumental. The P Mint mark firmly locates the issue and is central to variety attribution and authentication. Rarity within the 1980p series is not dictated by absolute mintage, because millions were produced, but instead by conditional scarcity and the existence of discrete, high-grade, sharply struck or variety-driven survivors. Certified MS67 and above pieces are genuinely elusive, and that difficulty is multiplied for coins that retain full strike, clean fields, and satiny surface luster. Add to that the occasional double die varieties or unusual planchet anomalies, and collectors are quick to assign premium value when these attributes converge. In today's market, standard circulated 1980p dollars, especially those in very dirty or abused condition, carry minimal face value premiums. However, certified gem quality specimens, particularly MS67 to MS68 or rare die variety pieces, can escalate into the $1,000 to $8,000 territory under strong auction pressure. Serious collectors aggressively compete for the top of the census, and recent bidding behavior supports the upward trajectory of elite condition Anthony dollars as registry pursuits intensify. For collectors seeking to secure a standout example, strategy is critical. Prioritize third-party certified specimens from PCGS or NGC when chasing top grades. Study known varieties attentively, and engage with specialist forums where attribution photos and population shifts are tracked in real time. Preserve any high-grade or discovered variety using inert holders and avoid handling raw surfaces to prevent invisible but value-destroying skin friction or environmental exposure. When appraised in its full cultural and numismatic dimension, the 1980p Susan B. Anthony dollar is far more than a clad circulation dollar. It is a compact monument to civil rights evolution, federal coinage experimentation, and post-Apollo American identity, all condensed into a handheld artifact. Its long-term desirability is not merely a trend but a reflection of persistent collector psychology. History plus scarcity equals compulsion. The 1980p Susan B. Anthony dollar also illustrates a crucial monetary lesson in the history of U.S. circulating coinage: the disconnect between intention and public reception. The Treasury expected this small-sized dollar to replace paper currency and streamline commerce, but the American public overwhelmingly rejected it, confusing it with the quarter dollar in daily transactions. That commercial rejection led to limited circulation and later storage of mint bags in vaults, a decision that unintentionally contributed to the survival of high-end examples still sealed and unhandled. This unintended aftermath is a captivating irony that only increases collector fascination today. Collectors also appreciate this coin for how it collapses three powerful themes into a single struck disc: women's constitutional rights, national technological triumph, and transitional monetary philosophy. No other circulating U.S. dollar series visually combines a women's rights icon on the obverse with a Cold War-era space race victory on the reverse. This dual narrative gives the coin depth beyond metal and mintage. It is historical storytelling in engineered form, something numismatists place high value on when judging the long-term desirability of a series. While many beginner collectors assume dirt, tarnish, or circulation automatically diminish all value, serious numismatists understand that even a very dirty 1980p Anthony dollar retains diagnostic and attributional importance when searching for doubled dies, RPM-style punch anomalies, edge flaws, or striking irregularities. Specialists routinely acquire unattractive junk box examples precisely to hunt for such hidden traits. Thus, even a visually compromised specimen remains a potential gateway to discovery, and discovery is what fuels competitive collecting. Auction behavior for this date and mint continues to validate the rule that population rarity, not mintage count, drives prices. When PCGS or NGC reveal a shrinking census at top grades, even a single fresh, high-grade 1980p appearance can ignite a bidding surge. Trend curves published by numismatic analysts show a slow but consistent climb in elite condition premiums over the past decade, proving that demand is not speculative hype, but rather cumulative, data-confirmed pressure from registry builders. For investors entering this area, the wisest strategy is disciplined selectivity. Rather than accumulating mediocre examples, channel resources toward one or two superior coins with certified lineage, proven strike quality, or documented variety status. Resting such pieces in controlled inert storage with moisture and light regulation ensures longevity of surface integrity, one of the top determinants of future liquidity and resale strength. Numismatics rewards patience and discrimination more than volume. Ultimately, the 1980p Susan B. Anthony dollar's importance cannot be measured only in face value or metal worth. It is valuable because it traps in metal the narrative of who Americans were and what they were debating in that era: rights, identity, technology, reform, and civic legacy. That is why it continues to captivate enthusiasts around the world and why its finest surviving examples rightfully command premium attention, not merely as coins, but as authenticated fragments of American social memory with enduring collectible gravity. For anyone assembling an intelligent, future-proof collection, adding a superior example of the 1980p Susan B. Anthony dollar, especially in uncirculated or rare variety form, is a decisively rewarding move. It embodies the perfect triumvirate of significance, story, and scarcity, making it a prized treasure that continues to captivate enthusiasts and assert its rightful status as a strong and enduring investment in the world of United States dollars.